How you doing, everybody? I'm Daryle, the Bearded Dragon with dadsanddragons.com, and welcome to the Hoard, episode number 13, I believe.
Or 14.
Or 14, unless if you count last week when I did it all myself. With me again for the first time, as always, is Nathan. And Nathan, why don't you tell the folks at home why you're wearing a dress?
Well, this is my +5 cloak of invisibility. That's why you can't see me.
That is why I can't see you, but I can hear you, and that's going to make for an even better show.
Indeed.
Yes. All right, so we're just going to move right into this because things are going crazy around here, and we just want to get this done and out, right?
And ain't nobody got time for this.
Ain't nobody got time. So we're going to move on to Airtone, which is the first game we're looking at today. Airtone is, how would you describe this game?
Overpriced, well-colored, and very anime-esque.
Anime-esque, yes. So it is what it is. What I was looking for is a rhythm game in virtual reality that combines a little bit of Guitar Hero with a little bit of some sort of dancing game.
That's really not what I was going to say at all.
Because instead of playing a guitar like you do in Guitar Hero, you just kind of hit the notes with your controllers.
Are you sure you play guitar in Guitar Hero?
What?
Are you sure you play a guitar in Guitar Hero?
No, pretend guitar. You don't really play guitar.
Because I've always just ground my axe.
Okay. Let's just stop it right now. That's enough out of you.
All right.
All right. Anyways, Airtime is a rhythm game. It's a very heavy anime style game. It's not a game that appealed to either one of us, but if you're into rhythm games, it is a well-made rhythm game.
Yeah, it's colorful, it's fun.
It's colorful. The background dances to the music, which is nice. It's well programmed. Like you know, when you hit the stuff, it actually goes.
Yep.
You know,
there's no delay. It feels like you're in real time for sure.
So it is a good, well-made game for people who are into the rhythm genre. I'm not, you're not, so this game didn't appeal to us. So on Oculus Home it is $28.99, and on Steam it is $27.38. And to you, that's a bit out of your ballpark.
That's far out of my ballpark. Again, like as you mentioned, it's really not our shtick.
Yeah.
But even so, I still think it's more than I'd be willing to pay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that even if I was into this, now it does look like there's quite a few levels, so yeah, it's hard to say. But I feel like it probably doesn't have, it would probably get old to me way too fast to play that much, even if I was into rhythm games. I feel like that's my opinion, but I have to spend more time with the game to know for sure.
Yeah.
Let's move on to game number 2.
Game
number 2, which is Witchblood.
Witchblood?
Witchblood.
Which?
That makes more sense than Witchblood.
Oh, that's interesting, because I saw a witch hunt earlier today.
Did you?
I did.
Where?
In Goddard.
That doesn't even make sense to me. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Let's talk about the game.
Let's move on to Witchblood. All right, the game is a Metroidvania-style game, which in case you don't know what a Metroidvania-style game is, it's a game where there's like lots of connected hallways, corridors, rooms, stuff like that. Some of them you can't get to until you upgrade. And you upgrade your abilities. So in this game, it's things like higher jumps or magic spells that allow you to blow open doors and stuff like that. Basically, yeah, it's just like the map is just like one big, long connected thing, and there's a lot of backtracking going around, right? This one has the added benefit of being in VR.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. No, it was a very fun game. It was definitely side scroller. I'm not really into side scrollers. But despite that fact, the novelness of it being like a shadow box or a diorama was interesting enough that it held my attention. Mm-hmm. And for a side scroller, that's pretty impressive. Most side scrollers, I'm like, oh, side scroller, okay, done.
That's generally how I feel about side scrollers as well. And I have to say, probably if this were just a regular Steam game that I played on my monitor, I probably wouldn't think much about it. But because it's in VR, and because, especially because it's on Gear VR, and I actually saw it first on Gear VR and played it first on Gear VR, and then it wasn't until I came here to get ready for the show that I saw it's actually on Rift as well, so I played it there too. But yeah, it's because it's in Gear VR that I thought, in VR, that I thought it was a really good game, and it hooked me, right? And there's not a lot of really good games especially on the Gear VR, But after last week's releases on the Rift, not including Star Trek, of course, but the rest of them, and then today there wasn't a heck of a lot either. It was like nice to see a good, well-made game that, it would be at home on console or PC for people who like those kind of games. I personally don't play them on a flat screen monitor, but I'm probably going to play the crap out of this just because it's in VR. I also like the fact that, as you can see on the screen there, there's the steps that go off the wall. That's because the map actually appears on the wall around
I
you.
noticed that as well. I didn't notice it right away, but I
at
started
first
noticing it in the
I
game.
didn't understand what the footsteps were, but as I filled out more, I realized, holy crap, that's the map that showing the areas where I've been, and it keeps track of like save points and power up points and stuff like that.
It's a really clever game.
Yeah.
They did a lot of really cool stuff with it. And this might be the first time I've ever said this on this show. I think this game is underpriced.
Yeah. I was really surprised at how cheap it was, especially considering, according to the description anyway, it contains 6+ hours of game time.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. I've played maybe an hour, maybe. And actually, it would be half an hour because I've played the same half an hour twice because I did it on Gear VR and then Rift, right?
Right.
But yeah, it sucked me right in, and I'm going to go home and play more of it as soon as we're done here.
Nice.
So, yeah, I enjoyed it. So, definitely grab this one if you're into that kind of game.
Did we actually say the price?
$8.99 in case we didn't. $8.99, that's on Gear VR or Rift. If you have the option to get it on both, choose the Rift because the positional tracking obviously makes a big difference. But
Indeed.
Anyways, let's move on to our last game in the set. This is a
whale game.
This is a whale game.
Yeah.
That's loosely based on Battleship, the board game Battleship.
But with whales.
There are whales that swim past you. So you're underwater in like this cage sort of thing, and
a whale watching cage.
And you've got in front of you, there's your board or whatever. And at first I was like, well, there's no like numbers or letters up the side or anything, but you don't need them because you're not actually telling anybody where you're shooting, right? So you start off by putting your ships down just like you would in Battleship, and then there's like this missile here, and you grab it and you can just like drop it anywhere on the board, and then it tells you whether you get a hit or a miss, just like it would be in Battleship. So
it tells you if you get a hit?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
If you get a hit, you did not.
I didn't get a single hit. I think it was broken.
Yes, it must have been.
I think the game developer, they must have some sort of like, there's a problem with the game somehow because I didn't sync anything.
That's true. However, I did quite a few things. I haven't beat the computer yet. I can say that. It's like really tough. And it has easy, medium, and hard. And I honestly don't know how you would do that in Battleship because if it's just guessing randomly.
Or is it guessing randomly?
Well, that's the thing. It must know where your ships are, and it's just programmed to.
It's going to hit the cheat button.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there is that. I don't think there's online. I'm pretty sure you've got quick play, and you've got like. So quick play, which is just like one game, and then there's like a story mode, right, where you play a whole bunch of games, I guess.
It's probably the story about the poor whale who has to dodge the ships.
Probably. The reason he keeps bringing up whales is because you're playing this game in an underwater, like sort of like dome cage thing, and whales swim past.
You can hear them.
The octopus comes up.
Oh yeah, the octopus, the kraken.
Yeah, he's huge, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It looks so cool. And the coolest thing, the part that I thought was so cool, is when you sink a ship, or when they sink a ship, more importantly, when they sink one of yours, it actually falls down from above you and lands like right beside you, or sometimes even on top of you.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty cool.
It is really cool, and sometimes it's actually a little bit creepy when you see it coming down. It looks like it's going to land on top of you.
Yep.
So if you like Battleship, which I really do, I really like Battleship. It's one of my favorite.
But there's no online play, correct?
I don't know. I don't recall there being online play. If there isn't, there really should be.
And what was the other suggestion that you had? We were talking about it earlier.
Asynchronous play.
Asynchronous play. We want to see some of that.
It really would have been good if, for instance, you have a friend over. Because last night, for instance, you were over. We were playing some of these games to get ready for the show tonight. It would have been really cool if I could sit at the computer. I mean, we only have one Rift at home, so it would have been cool though if I could sit at the computer and be your opponent while you're in the headset, right? And
Absolutely.
At least, because there are other games that do that. So I don't know if the developer's watching this, but if you are and you can throw that in there.
He's obviously watching it. Is there a developer out there that's not watching the show? I don't think so.
There's been a few developers who have commented on our videos. You probably don't pay attention to that, but I do.
Oh, that's what I said. I said, I don't think there's a developer out there that doesn't.
Oh, right, yes.
I didn't say
sorry,
does.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No.
Okay, no sarcasm from you there. Okay.
When have I ever been sarcastic?
Salvo was $6.99. What do you think?
Another well-priced game?
Let me explain to you why I think this is so cool, and I told you this last night. When I was a kid, we had the regular blue and red Battleship, which you put your pieces in like a schmo, you know, like a chump.
Yep,
right?
yep.
And it doesn't talk to you. It doesn't
and then you
do
lose them
anything.
in the carpet. They get sucked up in the vacuum.
All the talking is done by you and your brother or whoever.
Yeah,
you're
who's
playing with,
probably
your
moving
friend.
the pieces.
Probably, because he's cheating. Anyways,
cheater.
there was an electronic Battleship that came out at the time, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, because it talked and you pressed buttons and stuff like that. Well, now it's Battleship, but in VR, and there's like whales and boats falling down. I mean, this is so much cooler than electronic Battleship.
It is better than Electronic
An
Battleship.
electronic Battleship was like $5 million.
Well, yeah, I think it was like, I don't know, like $80.
Yeah, I don't know how much. It was a lot.
It was a lot more than $6.99.
This is $6.99, and this really put it into perspective for me, because I mean, I was like, man, I would have crapped my pants if you showed me this when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah, you probably would have.
No, probably I would have on purpose. I'd be like, that's it. This is what I need to do now.
That's weird. You're a weird guy.
Okay, fine. Salvo's $6.99. I think you should buy it if you like Battleship. I say Battlefield.
Yeah,
buy it
no,
if you
it's
like
great.
Battlefield too.
Yeah, great game. Don't crap your pants.
Don't crap your pants. Not worth it. Anyways, thanks for tuning in this week, and we're going to come back at you again next week with another episode of The Hoard. Until then, keep your pants on.
And don't crap your pants.